So today on this video, I'm going to talk about all the tools that I use to run my business. Let's just call it a $250,000 profit business. I have 3 income streams that are all over 6 figures. They are all in the digital marketing space. I will explain what they are as we go along. I have no employees, nobody. So everything is just me working on my schedule, my free time. I'm not even hustling anymore like I used to. It did take a lot of hustle to build to where I am today, though. Don't get that twisted, because I really worked hard to get to all this freedom. But my business is 78% profitable, and my biggest expense is software. So as we go through this list, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, she has so much software. I could never afford the stuff that she's paying for. I didn't start there. You have to keep that in mind. And you can use free things. You can do a lot of manual. You can look at cheaper alternatives. And a lot of these tools are free or low cost, and then you work your way up into bells and whistles, like the other things that they offer. You don't have to start off with the highest package that I might have either. But I'll tell you exactly how I use them so that you know how to shop when you're building your business. Let's start with my blogging and Pinterest business. Now, I have been a blogger since AOL said you've got mail, and there's been a lot of different ways I've monetized my blogs and driven traffic to my blogs over the years, and there will be more. But I do love blogging. I still am a passionate blogger. I do very much enjoy it. I just don't spend a lot of time doing it anymore, but every day I touch it in some sort of a way. Now, my blog itself is on a WordPress blog, and you can get these whipped together pretty cheaply. You're paying for hosting. That's really where the expense comes in, and you're going to spend anywhere from a few bucks to maybe $50 a month, somewhere in that ballpark, for having a host. If you need a WordPress website, my brothers, Jeff and Paul at Ballen Brands, actually build them. They do the hosting. They set it all up for you. I will make sure that is all listed below. But you could blog on a platform that's not WordPress. What I like about WordPress is how I can grow it. I like the ability to add plugins. I like the ability to change a theme when I get bored. I like the ability to monetize it, easily put in the ad revenue. I like that it's, I almost want to laugh when I say Google friendly, because it doesn't seem like Google's friends to anybody anymore. But that is one of the reasons why I first got on there, is having a self-hosted, is what they call that. You don't want to just go to WordPress.com and whip up a free WordPress that doesn't have any search engine visibility. But I'm not going to get into all the technicalities of that. But that is one thing that I pay for, minimal monthly hosting on a WordPress blog. My WordPress themes, I will sometimes buy a new theme. A theme is what makes the website look different, adds functionality. Those are usually like, I don't know, anywhere from $59 to $150 when I buy a new theme. And it's like, then I have the theme. So not a big expense starting a blog. And there's all kinds of different hosts out there that you can choose. Now, in addition to that blog, though, I generate the traffic to that blog primarily through Pinterest. And I don't spend a lot on software. Right now, I think that blog's making it about $1,000 a month. It's not a massive moneymaker, but it started as a test project, and now I love it, and I'm doing more with it, and it's really growing. And I like the affiliate opportunities that come from it as well. So it will continue to scale. I spend, probably 4 hours a week on it right now, is my guess. So you can do the math on whether or not that's worth it. But again, all of this is scalable. Once you figure it out, you can put in the work and scale it. My biggest expense with Pinterest has been Tailwind. Tailwind is a scheduling tool that allows you to, like, I could create a blog post that has 15 images in it, and I can click one button on Tailwind and it will schedule out all the pins, and I can say, let's schedule them out 1 week apart. That's the main reason I have used Tailwind. I'm now testing scheduling pins in the native Pinterest scheduler without Tailwind, It is more manual work, and it doesn't allow you to schedule out as far. That's the big negative. So I haven't decided whether rolling into 2026 if I'll keep Tailwind or not. We'll see. It's cool. It's convenient. It is expensive. The other thing that I really do love as a Pinterest tool, and I would not say this is something I recommend to beginners unless you understand SEO, search engine optimization, keyword research, you understand how to study models, other people that have done something, and you want to look at their data. If you want to do all that, I recommend PinClicks. That is a tool that I pay for, and I like the research ability. I love how it monitors my own account too, which I think is really cool. You can see where your own pins rank, what keywords you rank for, what pins are doing well. That is cool. You can see that, of course, in your Pinterest analytics too, but it's different the way this breaks down the keywords, not just the pins, not just the outbound clicks, not just the shares, not just the interactions, but literally the keywords that you're also ranking for, which is cool. So PinClicks I will probably hold on to for a while. Now, as far as creating my images, now this particular piece of software is a software that I cannot imagine not having right now. And it's not an option. I use this every single day in my business in multiple ways, and it is called Ideogram. Now, ChatGPT, though, is evolving so quickly that at some point we won't use Ideogram anymore. I'm quite sure of it. But in my personal opinion, ChatGPT is not there yet, and it's way too slow for me. So I like Ideogram better. What Ideogram does is I can put in a description of what I want an image to look like, and it just gives me the most incredible Pinterest images, featured blog photos, social media posts, YouTube thumbnails, my ebook covers, all of that. So Ideogram's a must for me. And I don't know cost, you guys. I'd have to go look at each one. I don't know what I'm paying. All of these tools I started off with free, basic, as low as they go. And then just when I realized, okay, now I need more of this, or now I need something else, then I would pay for something higher. And that's how the evolution happens. So I couldn't tell you exactly what the cost is, but I think it's another one of those that's free to start and you work your way up. But don't quote me on that. Another tool that I use as part of my Pinterest and blogging, but also every day, all day, in everything that I do on a desktop computer, is called Harpa. And Harpa is a Chrome extension. Oh, one of the best discoveries for me personally. This came about after we got ChatGPT. So we've had ChatGPT for a couple of years now. Then all these other little spin-off tools that incorporate ChatGPT started rolling out, and that's how I found Harpa. But the most amazing thing about Harpa is that it runs in your browser. So as long as you're using, he just literally, the whole camera just focused. That's okay. This is Gabe the Gorgeous. Isn't he beautiful? So Harpa runs along in your browser. It's a Chrome extension, and it will literally read every page. It'll read the page that you're on. So it can look at the website that you're actually using, the web page, and you can run prompts and do things based on what is on the page itself. Okay. So let me give you an example of this. This morning, as a matter of fact, I was doing a blog post, and I used ChatGPT originally to help laying out the outline, and I got the bones of the blog of what I wanted, and I went ahead and copied that and pasted it over to my blog, my WordPress blog. Now I'm still in draft mode, and I open the Chrome extension, and I say, how can we make this blog better? And Harpa will look at the page and it'll give me a bunch of suggestions. And I'll say something like, my audience is Pinterest users. We want this to be super visual, very descriptive. It's an idea engine. We want it to be very inspirational. And then I'll say, let's elaborate on the first subheading. Let's give an example on the second subheading. You know, I kind of mold and shape this as it's sitting in the blog post. And then I'll say something to Harpa like, give me image ideas for Pinterest pins. And then the other nice thing about Harpa is that you can actually save your you can actually save your prompts in Harpa or your GPTs, whatever you want to call it. So I can just press like black and white Canva pin, and it will create a prompt to make this black and white Canva style pin that I use. Then I take that prompt and I go over and I put it in Ideogram, and then Ideogram creates the images. Another way that I would use Harpa is in my Amazon influencer business or my TikTok shop business, where I'm doing affiliate marketing on products. So let's just take my lipstick stained Brewmate drink cup here. I would open this in, let's just say it's Amazon, and I have a Harpa Chrome extension. I have a Harpa prompt saved where I can click the button and it'll write a full product description for me to use in multiple places. It'll give me a Pinterest pin description. It'll give me a YouTube description. It'll give me a TikTok script and description for the box. Anywhere where I'm going to promote this product, if I say all I need is a title for my Amazon, it'll give me, I'll say keep it under 60 characters, and it'll give me a caption title to put on my Amazon influencer video when I upload it, and it's in my tone of voice. Or I could say write this in an influencer tone of voice, which is sometimes more fun to do as well. So that's just another place where Harpa comes in. Another place Harpa would come in, let's just say I'm uploading a YouTube video. I'll upload the YouTube video, and I might throw in a basic title and a sentence in the description box, and then I'll pop open Harpa and I'll run a prompt that says, optimize this YouTube package. And it'll give me a new title, it'll give me a new description, it'll give me a first comment to put in the first comment. These are all ways. So for me, Harpa is another one of those that I cannot imagine not having, oh my gosh, anymore now that I have it. I committed to making 2 of these videos per week, which is a very big commitment for me. So I promised myself I'm just going to come on here and be real and not over edit, or I'll stop doing it. So cats showing up. Next thing I use is I use vidIQ for my YouTube channel. In the past, I used TubeBuddy. They're just kind of video optimization tools. They help come up with better titles. You can create thumbnails. I have not decided if I'm going to take vidIQ with me into 2026 yet or not, because I'm based on the tools that I use, I don't use much of it. I don't use its research tool. It's got an incredible keyword research tool on it. I'm creating content more about what in my little specific space, and just not really getting around to that as much. I was using the thumbnail creator in there, which is kind of cute, but now I'm just kind of doing more basic. Here's my face and here's this kind of shots. And so I'm not as overly concerned about that. So we'll see. It is a really cool tool. And if you're a beginner, having a tool like TubeBuddy or vidIQ is ideal, because it's really going to help you learn what's important. There's a scoring system in vidIQ. It'll tell you how good your title is. It'll tell you how good your description is. It'll rate your thumbnail for you. It tells you what your competitors are doing. So as far as the tool itself, it's phenomenal. I don't know if I need it going into next year. So those are some things that it's not about cutting expenses for me. I'm just always reevaluating, like, am I using that? Am I using that? One of the tools that I've actually done a lot with this year that I didn't have last year is Opus Clips. And Opus Clips takes your long form videos and chops them up into small videos, putting the captions and whatnot in there. I really like it because not only, and I'm going to test this some more, but not only does it take a long form horizontal, chop it into shorts and make it vertical, it'll also take a long form horizontal and chop it up and make it into a shorter horizontal. So for example, let's just say I do an interview with somebody and I interview them and it goes 90 minutes long. Well, I'll publish the 90-minute long video, but then I might also want to just take 10-minute segments or 20-minute segments of that and upload them. You can do that with Opus Clips. And the short form has really been cool. I love that I can do a shopping haul, let's just say on my lifestyle channel, and I can show 10 products horizontal and then upload that horizontal video and it'll zoom in on me and the product. And then it's a bunch of shorts that I can upload to TikTok or Instagram or Amazon Influencer or wherever else I want to use those. And Opus Clips runs off credits, so it kind of depends on how much you use. I think there might be a basic monthly package and then it's based on credits after that, depending on what you use. So if you're not doing long form and short form content, you don't need something like that, but I like it. Another software I use is CapCut. CapCut is on my phone and it's just, I don't know, whatever the annual fee is for the app, not a big deal. I do my YouTube video editing on my phone, on my CapCut. I keep it so easy. So I'm filming right now with my phone. I actually bought a fancy schmancy camera and I didn't like it. I found it clunkier to use. Yes, I did look a little softer, maybe, it maybe had a tad bit more, better image, but it wasn't worth it compared to, right now I'm just filming in cinematic mode on my phone. And I do have the wireless lapel mic. This also has a magnet, so it can just stick anywhere on here. Sometimes I'll literally just hold it, just depends. And then the other piece of this goes into my phone, and it just works immediately as a microphone. So that's something I use. So for my phone, what I do is after I make the video, I upload it into CapCut. I trim off just the beginning, wherever I started the video, and I trim off the end where I go turn off the camera. There's a little spot for a cover where you can choose a thumbnail. You can add a little text to it. That's all I'm doing. Stupid simple, keeping it easy. And I like CapCut for that. CapCut also, you can turn it vertical. It has all these templates. It has all of these for making TikTok videos and Instagram reels and stuff. So that's a pretty cool tool. I'm trying to think if sometimes I use automation tools like Zapier or Make. Those are kind of like those if this, then that. So my email software, I use MailerLite. I think it's like $50 a month. It's just an email program to send out campaigns and all of that. That software actually works with a couple of my other tools that I use. Zapier has if this, then that. So I mentioned my email software. I also have another software, and then I'll come back to how they tie in together. One of the biggest tools that I use is called Stan Store. And I think I started off for free and then ended up paying when I thought there was something I needed. Stan Store is kind of like a link in bio, but it also allows you to upload PDFs and create lead magnets with forms and everything right there on the store, on the page. You're also able to sell coaching, you can sell courses, you can sell digital products, and it handles the money. You can sell a paid community. So Stan Store actually works with MailerLite, with whatever your email program is. So you can set up email funnels and email flows, but it's actually sending through your third-party email platform. But one of the reasons I have this Zap automation set up is I'll do something like, if somebody signs up for coaching through Stan, then put them in this group in MailerLite. And then that launches an email list campaign that I have, like a sales funnel type of thing. So I will use those types of automation software. And that's another one. I think the Zaps are free until you have a certain quantity or certain number of them, and then it tells you have to upgrade. So that's kind of the way I went about that. I've also used Make. Make is another one, and it's more kind of like visual, where you set up this flow. If this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And I go back and forth. Like you can set up blog automation, and I'll do a bunch of stuff on there, and then I'll just not love the output and I'll turn it off for a while. It's just kind of how that goes, right? Like right now I'm not running Make at all, but I am running Zaps. I am running Zapier for those types of if this, then that type of integrations that I think is just a nice little piece that kind of goes in the middle of everything. What did I forget? So we covered the blogging business. There's nothing I use for TikTok that I haven't already mentioned. The ChatGPT, Harpa. There's really, I love it because there's nothing to do. There's not that much to do there off of your phone that it requires anything extra. So I'm sure there's probably something that I'm going to think of later that I'm going to go, oh, I forgot to tell them that I use that. And if I think about it, well, we'll talk about it on another one. I used to have different course builders. I've used Teachable, I've used Thinkific, but now I just run it all through Stan and one platform. It just makes it so much easier for me to have everything there. And it's a very simplistic module and lesson formula. If you build your courses on there, the community's cool. It'll set you up this community and you can sell access to the community and people can go in there and it's subscription based. It does have a built-in affiliate program. So if you want to run an affiliate program and people get paid, for sending people to you, you can do that all right there in Stan, which is another major advantage of that. I used to use all the SEO tools. I don't use any of them anymore. Don't use SEMrush. I don't use Serve for SEO. I don't use Jasper. I don't use SEO writing anymore because ChatGPT has basically replaced the need for most of that, at least in my case. So I'm going to leave it there. I may think of some things later on, but that's it. Keep posting in the comments below. Let me know what else you want to know. I'm Lori Ballen. Thank you so much for joining me today.